Everybody. Today a bit earlier live stream on Livestream because tomorrow I have an appointment. So I thought, yeah, why not today continue with the spacey track we started last week. So I don't expect many people in the chat room. The gang is normally on Thursday, but today I thought, yeah, why not continue doing a live stream each week? So tomorrow I am not able to do that. So I thought, why not today, this evening? So for the ones who are looking, I see Stephen, welcome. I had a little bit of an issue with the voice was gone, but then I saw that my Foxengo stopped working for some reason. I don't know what caused it. So looking here, you see Foxengo, which is nice to use as an extra for doing some additional vocal compression. I have no clue. Registered, should be working. And gone is the sound. I have no clue. Let's see if I can reload it. It's VC2. Maybe that's the reason why it stopped working correctly. So I need to do some dynamics, I think, in the Foxengo. Fox Former. Here it comes. Okay. Here it pops up again. So that could explain it, that I used the VST2 version. And it did say goodbye, Rob. So here I'm using it. I always use this one on my voice for voiceover of the tutorials and so on. Very nice tool. And yeah, so I'm back with my voice. That's good. And you see I have some other things cooking here. Rocoder, which is very nice, by the way. Rocoder, if you go this, you have the different banks. Introduction, let me see. Noise coder drums. Let me see if we can put something in. Additive voice. Dry. Okay, it's by. So let me see. See, this is noise talking, so it doesn't need always a carrier. This is using the bands for noise. You can make some weird things. Oh, let me bypass. But of course, vocoder, sometimes you need to MIDI input for playing it, the sound. So it's very nice. Check out the vocoder introduction, what it has. It has not only a vocoder, but also has some weird noise things going on, a additive type of thing going on. So check it out. But my voice is back. So last week we had this live stream where I started simply creating some sequences, doing some default sounds. And what I did from the last week, I added in the last week, so last Thursday and the Thursday ahead of that, I added the timestamp. So we had, for instance, 2 weeks ago, 3 demo songs, and I added timestamps to the YouTube live stream where you can check them out. So, and the timestamps help sometimes, depending on how the live stream develops, to get back faster to a section which you liked. Yeah, today on Wednesday live stream, because tomorrow I don't have, I have an appointment which I cannot postpone or change in date. So yeah, and suddenly my webcam, you see here, it's a kind of mystery with the webcam I have. I have 2 webcam. One is in front of me, you see where I point out, that's the 920, and I have the 930. And the 930 had with the extension, USB extension cable, really a problem popping up. And it also went down in resolution. Strange. And now it's sharp again. So if I go back up here, you see that the now it looks sharp, isn't it? Very sharp. It's amazing, the quality. But now it's okay. So I have no clue why it sometimes doesn't work and sometimes it works. So yeah, we started last week, and so today my plan is essentially just having fun. So I was starting again with the thing which we started last week. So I started from scratch. I made a beat which is like this, very simple. Very simple. And then I started with sub-boom bass, adding a sequence sound, which is this one. And as you can hear, it's totally dry. And then I added the Go to X. And maybe you notice that because of the sub-boom bass is so dry, so let me mute the other stuff before it all starts playing. And that's maybe an idea for you. So if you have, for instance, if you create a track, sometimes the total FX of having a sound which is in the reverb is if you have next to it a sound which is dry, like the sub-boom bass, and then this sequence. Okay. So this one is dry. Which makes that the other sound gets so much room because of a and also what I did was this was the sub-boom bass from scratch, and then I also had the Go to X, and the Go to X is this sound, which is the very first preset, but I did added the sequence a little bit. And what you also can see, for instance, what is happening down here, instead of having 4 long notes, I suddenly do 2 short notes. So I stop playing here, stops. So So that's a little trick you can do if you have a sequence. Simply, so if I open it here, you can see that it stops playing from the other bars. So then these are little things you can do to create some variation. So this was the other sound which I did with Go to X, the second sound. And then, let me see, I had the mod wheel with Go to X. So the mod wheel changes things inside Go to X. Let's have a listen to it. So it started very dark. So this sound, originally, if I change here the mod wheel, so it went from dark to bright. So modulation open is dark, it closes the filter. And then you see here's the modulation wheel recording. Oh, you don't see it well in the, but here you see the little lines. Yeah, it calls bit 2 here, but it's Go to X. So these are little things which pop up if you have a previous name on a track. So now it's dark again. Well, the other sound I used then was again Predator, and Predator was also sound built from scratch. And also here I use the modulation wheel to control the high pass filter, to control the FX1 of the delay and the feedback, adding some very cool changes to the sound, which happens here. So I need to put that active. Now it changes. And of course I should do this better, because essentially I should name it correctly. So this is Predator 3, and this one is the mod wheel Predator 3. So then you also can find things back. Of course you can give it also a color in Cubase, or any other music software has this option to give it a color. So I could colorize it here yellow. So this is then Predator. Oh, a bit too light maybe. Let's take it more mellow. So here you see the modulation wheel come in this Predator sound. So these are things you can do in your music. Depends on what type of music you make. And here you see the modulation wheel that changes the cutoff frequency, but also the high pass filter is gonna open. Here it comes. That's the bell. So I would shut down this one. So sometimes silencing things is a good thing. And that's also what you see. So this is the Predator sound we did. Also built from scratch, and just ahead of the live stream, I just was tweaking a little bit the range of it. So muting things is very important. So let me check the chat room. So yes, today I continue a little bit on the start last week of just having fun myself with the instruments. what's going to happen, what kind of track it will end up, I don't know. Of course, we had some time ago, I think over a year ago, I did this Berlin is Waiting, where we talked about doing in Berlin school track. And in the end, I started something and it went so nice that I finally took the time to finalize it as a song on my album. And maybe it's a good idea that I play it this evening again at the end of the live stream, but that's essentially doing today. So it well could be that it's turned out into nothing, but I think there are some, maybe for you, some good tips you also can do in your own music creation. So I started here, and if my voice is too loud, let me know, because it's pretty loud to me, but I also hear my own voice, of course, in my head. So what I did here, I muted, for instance, in the start, the drums already to give it more a spacey start. So these are little things you can do to make a track more interesting. And I would say maybe the bass could a bit louder. What also very often is a trick to mute a few things in the bass sequence. So let me see if I can do that by simply muting the other ones. So this is the bass drum with kick. Oh, I think it doesn't sound bad. But it's totally dry, guys. No delay, no chorus, simply straight dry bass. If it works, it works. So not always necessary has to have tons of effects to be workable. So what I said is, I'll leave it as it is. If it's good, it's good. So don't overproduce in terms of if something sounds good, it sounds good. It was a bit too soft, so I made it a little bit louder, and then simply add by demuting some instruments. Let's see, maybe it's nice to start with the Predator sound only. No, I would say let's go with also the Go to X sound. And now Go to X needs to have, of course, the mod wheel, because it started dark. You hear that? So this is I need to change that in name, of course. Here I need to give it a name, Go to X, mod wheel, Go to X. And of course this here, the track is not bit 2, but it is Go to X. Also here I have to change it to not confuse myself, Go to X. And of course what is wise is to save it. So let me save it. So these are little things. So by muting tracks, you give it a try. If you create music from, hey, how I also could start by simply muting tracks or little parts of it. So I think they start as this without the kick is nice. The kick comes in with the hi-hat. No. Yeah, I would say, hey, this is a nice thing to start. And you see down here, I have some things already. What I can do is move them, and up here I can use bar to move them pretty much, let's say, to the right, 32 bars. Let's see how that works out. And then I start, so the raw we did not use. This is the lead, but we had a nice pad sound, and I had a nice theme, which was Predator 3. So I think this one kicks in, maybe then. So let's start again, bar 15. Of course, I don't know if it's if I already will make it a final track, but I think it's fun to simply create music, at least the way I do it. And maybe you can have by this some ideas in creating your own music. So for instance, here I muted this one. I can throw it away because now we hear this Predator sound. Now this one is too early, so I will move that. You hear the theme. 1 bar, 2 bars. Let me see if that's better. No, even one more. So it's a matter of feel. Sometimes you have 16 bars, 32 bars, which is a logical thing. 8 bars, movement parts. So equal parts is not bad at all. Okay, I would move it even more. So it's pretty minimal, but I like it. So that could be an option. So it's a very minimal track, but it's fun. That's the whole part. And you see, I move things backwards. So first you have a very compact song, which is everything is inside this little section. And now you start to stretch. Always keep in mind, if you create music, you will listen to your piece of music 1 trillion times, but you need to keep in mind that the listener, when he hears the track for the first time, does say, oh, this is interesting. So don't overkill it. Give it the time. Make that the listener also can have its time to digest the music. And of course, little things inside of it can be very good, little details, but especially with this kind of minimal thing, it's nice to give it some build up. So okay, let's save it. So what I did is I muted some things, and some melodies I moved backwards so that it gets its own build up. And you see this go-to is muted here to give other things again the space. So let's start again from start, and then I check the chat room while playing it. Okay, what you see is that what I did is I added also a modulation move for this sound before this lead sound plays. But so here goes the modulation wheel back down. I don't like the claps. Oh, that's ugly. Let's take some. I will go for snare. So yeah, for the ones which are a little bit later on, I'm playing around. Just last Thursday, I started making a minimal track or something like that. I simply started with some default presets, so empty presets with Subboom Bass 2. I added something from Go2X, added something from Predator 3. I played some melodies, and now I'm stretching it out. I'm doing some little things, which are maybe also for you an interesting idea for doing if you create music. Could well be something in a very different style, but I think some rules in music creation will be something for all kind of musics. So always keep in mind, less is more. I saw Vitaly also mention this in the chat room, and that is for sure. I mean, listen to Sign of the Times of Prince and just count the instruments inside of it. So it's always doesn't have to be overproduced. And that's what I said as well. Keep in mind that you listen yourself 1 trillion times to a track, and then you have tendency to overdo things because you think, oh, now it's getting boring. But is it boring for the listener? You should ask the question, is it boring for the listener? Or is it boring for you because you heard the track 1 trillion times? So, yeah, you see here, I stopped playing then Go2X. But I think here something should be playing as well. And we try Raw 2 in this one. That was a little bit too edgy for this type of music, so I think I'm going to delete this one. So we could say here, let's take another plugin. We had Predator 3. Yeah, maybe Raw, because Raw it's a different story. Raw or Quad. Yeah, let's take Quad. Quad has some interesting sounds. Of course, I need to change it here to Quad. And oops. Oh. There's some very cool sounds. Okay, it's a bit loud compared to the rest. Interesting. Let's see how it fits if I go to... So it's the part where the other one stops playing the Go2X. Okay, I think that's not bad. It's playing a sequence, and we have many sequences playing, but why not, I would say. So let's see how this one, if it's in the background a little bit. So very smooth. It didn't sound bad, I think. One second, I have the clap here. I'm not sure if I keep that one. You hear this one? Let's play. Yeah, of course, this is not any minimal music anymore. It's a kind of combination of minimal house with synthesizer music, but that's because of my roots. That's very hard to beat out of me. Yeah, it's a good one. You always have to learn, even if you are at older age. There's always something to learn, also for me, for everybody. And so what you see, what I did here, and I learned that essentially many years ago in the studio when we recorded the Nova gear, is that sometimes when you have something playing, let it stop playing and let something else take over. So give it room, and that's happening here. So the quad kicks in when the go-to sound. So let me play it. This is the way to do it solo. So you have this go-to sound. And then the quad comes in. So this one stops. Otherwise, of course, you tend to have to, maybe you think, okay, why not let the other one also play? I can show it to you by simply unclick it. So we have this part. I mean, it's even not bad to keep it playing, but I mute it, and then you get this. So again. And here it falls dead, so the string should be a bit earlier. So 1 bar earlier. So just things I played before, simply improvising. So I mute the lead sound here. I would make it come back later on. So here I'm gonna mute again something. So I'm now putting things, stretching things. So I need to see that I can have a little, and then I need to not cut on the grid. So I need to be cutting here just in the middle of these notes. Yeah, hopefully that worked. Because I want to move this one again backwards, and then again I take it on the grid, so I move backwards some of the other stuff, because I then hear that, okay, I can use this one 8 bars later on, and then I unmute it, so I give them the strings its room. So it's just building up. It's of course different in any style of music, but it's all getting things together. Now they got these strings, which is Blue 3. Selena, bad slow. Maybe that one is too early. I need to count that. So yeah, that's how you build up the song. So at least I often do play things around, and then something is then very compact, and I stretch it to a song. And where things are getting bored, or if I think, oh yeah, here I need some little things. Yeah, you see now with Squad, that one was very fast found. This sound, that one was very fast, that it did fit, to my opinion. And sometimes if a preset fits, it fits, keep it. Sounds a bit like a marimba organ. Here I also can do something with the Predator, of course. So this is the modulation wheel of Predator. Let's see if I simply use the same sound. So once the string starts to play, I open again the modulation wheel of Predator. No, it doesn't work because it takes away from the path, from the lead string sound. It's happening too much at once. So it's I always think it's thinking in contrast is very good. So maybe at a later point. You see the guitar on the wrong point, but what I did with the modulation wheel was on this point much better. So now I glue it and I keep it in. So this, okay, glue again. I had another color. Why is it now gray? Should be yellow. Come on. I want yellow or orange. So here so once the melody comes back, it makes sense to change the sound of the Predator again. Only the guitar came in wrongly, so I'm not sure what happened here. So, which is raw, by the way. Oh, here something happened with moving the parts. So let me see if this helps if I move it manually. Yeah, guys, isn't this interesting? It develops and develops. It's a kind of a combination of minimal house with synthesizer music. But it doesn't matter. So you see, it's about, the process. So you see, I did try something here with the modulation wheel, which is addressed to Predator. Let me show you again. So here's Predator. This is a sound we created from scratch. And the modulation wheel, it's open up here to the cutoff frequency. But not only to this low-pass filter, but also to the high-pass filter, which is here. And the connection is made in the mod matrix, modulation wheel to high-pass frequency, but also the mod wheel controls the FX. So then it suddenly is dry. Interesting, isn't it? So, and that's added on a different point. So I did try the modulation wheel on where the string played here, but that didn't work. And I thought, why not later on when the melody came back, and there it worked again. So it's always a matter of trial and error. So until now we have this, and I think maybe next week I should go further on with this one. And it has some nice sounds inside of it. And you see, I muted already so many things. I'm not sure about the snare, but maybe next week we can continue in developing this track. And at the end, you hear Raw 2 is a nice guitar sound. So let me play it until we have it now. And then what I always do, if I have a firm setting of a song that I think, okay, this is A until the end, then I wait it out, and then sometimes I'd still do some little mutings to give it maybe here and there some more room, and then I do the little things which are maybe a sound effects by using, of course, let's say a synfax, of course. But let's play it from the start, and you see if you play the live stream of this week ahead. So last Thursday, the live stream, and you will play back this one. You will see that it's a lot different. And so I hope that maybe you have some good tips from my side in creating your tracks. So I'm gonna play it once again. Bye, guys. Enjoying creating music. See you next week. And then most likely we'll have another live stream on the regular Thursday. So next week, Thursday. And don't forget to watch back the other one, which was at the beginning of April. Thank you for watching and enjoy creating.